When it comes to action figure lines in the 90s, most are pretty well known to those collectors who were buying action figures at the time. However, this action figure line released by Funtech in 1994 seemed to have become unknown to most action figure collectors and even kids of the 90s. Released in 1994 by Funtech, a division of New Ray, was the Future War Battle action figure line, Plotter. This seems to be a line of action figures that wanted to go after some of the Kenner Alien sales, but I can't really be sure of that. They really don't look like Alien ripoff figures, but the figures do come with a rolled-up comic book, like we saw with the Kenner Alien figures. And these figures don't even fight aliens. They fight, well, at least they fight one, Dinosaur. For a company that only released this action figure line, the toy line was given a detailed background that you mostly didn't see from generic toy companies just trying to make a quick dollar. Here's the story according to the back of the package. In 2500 AD, after an abnormal thunderstorm and earthquake, what happens? Dinosaurs live again. Hungry, mindless, and angry, they begin to destroy and kill everything in its path. Man invents a supercomputer called Plotter and a small robot called RCR to control the terrible environment and to rebuild the destroyed planet. 200 years later, Plotter becomes superhuman. It reprograms the robot to become a higher intelligence called N-1700. Plotter mass produces an army of robots with ultimate intelligence called Jula, heavy metal tanks, and gun dinosaurs to kill all living things and aim to capture the Earth. Captain Marius and his believers organize together and become known as Union of Justice to fight against the dangerous threat for survival. Engineer Hayes, member of the Union of Justice, successfully creates a computer brain to control those wild dinosaurs, which in turn becomes the Unit of Justice major weapon. Now, Units of Justice become strong, brave, and fear nothing. A real war now, just here. Yeah, it's kind of an odd and very detailed story plotline. The line was made up of vehicles, a dinosaur, and figures. Let's look at the vehicles. There was the Warlord buggy. This was kind of like a Doom buggy, and it came with a figure. And then there was the Storm vehicle. That was a two-seater motorcycle, and it also came with a figure. For the dinosaur, there was Gun Dinosaur. What a great name for a dinosaur. You can wind him up, and he walks. On the front of the action figure package, they gave the story again, this time a little condensed. It read, in 27 AD, computer, a symbol of these ages, think, rebel, and create dinosaur armies to emulate all living things. Human beings have no choice except to fight back for survival. A real war now, just here. I know it sounds like I read that wrong, but I promise you, I didn't. This toy line might have one of the worst taglines for an action figure line. Again, it's a real war now, just here. Let's take a look at those action figures. You got Captain Marius, the one that looks like he came from Deep Space Nine, Erebus. And then you have a guy wearing his underwear named Hayes. And a robot figure, Jewel. And I guess the leader of the bad robots, I'm not really sure, that's one crazy story, was N-1700. Then there was an action figure that looked like he should have been from Biker Mouse from Mars. And his name was Vinton. Little is known about this toy company or the figures. It seems they were first released in Germany and then repackaged and sold in the US at discount stores. There also seems to be a micro line of the toy, but that's very hard to find, as I could only find one photo of it and no information about it whatsoever, and it's not even US packaging. And there also seems to be more released than I covered here, as I couldn't find photos of them, and the only reference I could find for them was on the back of the package, which could mean they never did get released. Overall, this is not a bad looking action figure line, and a nice little addition to any toy collector that likes something a little odd or lesser known in his collection. But that's a look at the weird action figure line with the strange backstory from the 90s called Plotter. I want to thank you for watching. As always, thumb up so you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.